France is a nation of food lovers. In Paris alone, there are over 5,000 restaurants. The French understand that food is to be enjoyed and savored. For this reason, lunch is 2 hours long. There are 4 different approaches to French food. Classical French, which is rich and filling. Haute cuisine takes the classic to the extreme. Nouvelle cuisine, which is simpler, less elaborate. And cuisine du terroir, or regional specialties. Today, we add chocolate cuisine. We're making a chocolate tasting platter with 90-second mug cake, double chocolate sablé cookie, chocolate bark, and a pot de crème. I'm Garret Schack, and today, that's what we're cooking on the coast. Bon appétit! Bonjour, mes amis. Today we add some French flair to a chocolate tasting platter. We've got a 90-second mug cake, double chocolate sablé cookie, dark chocolate bark, and a pot de crème. Pot de crème translates to pot of cream, so kind of like a crème caramel, except a little bit softer and and we're not going to actually caramelize the top of it. So we've got a couple of eggs and some sugar in here, and we want to cream these together. So that just means to pull them all together, create a little bit of air, get a little bit light and fluffy. Once we have a bit of sort of air incorporated into the eggs and sugar, you can see it's changed color a little bit. That's perfect. We're going to add our chocolate to it, right in there like that. This is going to help cool down our cream straight away. We have got a little bit of heavy cream and milk on the stove. And what we want to do is pour that warm cream right over top of this mixture. It's going to melt the chocolate and start to temper those eggs so they don't curdle on us. A quick trick to use here, because we're using this heavy bottom Cuisinox pan, we want to add just a pinch of sugar over top of our milk and cream. And what this does is creates a very thin layer of sugar on the base of that pan, and it'll keep our our cream from scalding. You can see it's almost there. Here we go. Perfect stove. Works super quick, these induction burners. Okay, we don't want to take it up to like 212 degrees, which is the boiling point. We want to take it a little bit under that. If we blast it all in there too hot, it'll seize our chocolate. So we're just going to go ahead and add it. A little bit at first. There we go. And give it a good stir. This is the tempering process. This is causing our chocolate and our eggs to work nicely together with the cream. We're using a really high quality single origin chocolate. This is a brand of chocolate that basically seeks out cocoa beans from individual plantations. This one here is a 74% cocoa chocolate. We're gonna add a little more cream. We're gonna add, now at this point, we've tempered that. We can add the rest of it. Now, we're not done there. Set this to the side for one quick second. Once we've had a chance to stir all this together, it's okay if the chocolate doesn't fully melt, because we're going to put it back into the pan and continue heating it. We want to take this to about 177 degrees, which is the perfect temperature to sort of set that custard without taking it too far and making it set too hard. Okay, whoa. And we want to try and keep most of it in the bowl. That's always handy. Like I said, we're going to pour right back in. Making sure to scrape the rest of that chocolate into the bowl. There we go. French desserts are often regarded as some of the best in the world. They're known for their pastries. However, interestingly enough, they prefer cheese for dessert than chocolate. Now, in there. We're gonna come back and check on it every now and again, but we want to just let this simmer, like I said, about 177 degrees. Now, next, on to our double chocolate sablé cookie. Sablé is a French term for sand. So what these cookies are is kind of like a sand cookie, and that means it's going to sort of dissolve in your mouth as you eat it. It's really one of my favorite cookies and extremely popular in France. So we kind of cream together our butter and sugar, mixing them quite well. We want to get these all incorporated. And in our other little bowl over here, we have some cocoa powder, we have flour, baking soda, and a touch of salt. Salt is perfect in desserts because it enhances the flavors, and particularly with chocolate. Now that our eggs and our sugar are all mixed together, we're going to add our other dry ingredients and lightly fold them, just incorporate it, and then we'll add our moisture via the egg. Now this is going to be a fairly dry batter, and that's okay. So you'll see how it's gonna work out. We're gonna wrap it in some cling film right here, pack it into the fridge till it sets, and then we'll be able to cut these perfect little cookies. Now, it doesn't look like much yet, but don't worry, it's all gonna come together. Before we wrap it all up, I wanna add some extra chocolate. That's where the double chocolate sablé cookie comes from. A little bit of these chocolate chips. Again, we're using a really good quality chocolate chip. One of these little guys, believe it or not, will give you enough energy to walk for 150 feet. So all you need to get from here to, say, Tuk to Yuk-Tuk is a few kilos of chocolate. I know that would go well in my house, that's for sure. Okay, chopped up coarsely and into our cookie dough. You can see when I press it, it starts to form and comes together. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now we'll lay out a little bit of our cling film here. And I'll show you how to get these into perfect little cookie shapes every time. Take some with our hand. Kind of squeeze it together. See what happened there? I gave it a good squeeze and it starts to come together and forms. We're gonna do just that. We want fairly small ones. French pastries, French desserts, fairly elegant and delicate. So we're gonna make kind of smallish little rounds here with these cookies, with this cookie dough. Bring it together. Now's the trick. We're going to roll it up nicely, forming a perfect little log. Pressing it, shaping it, and then you'll see how to get it into the perfect little round log here. There you go. And on each end, just start twisting and rolling it along your cutting board. Come on now, roll for me. There we go. We're squeezing it to the sides. We're rolling it all together. We have a nice log of cookies that we're just gonna pack right into the fridge and let it set nice and cool. Once you've got that done, that's what you look like. So we'll take that out, we'll let it warm up just a little bit while we get our chocolate pot de crèmes into the cups and setting in the refrigerator as well. Carefully fill them right up to the top. You can see I've got that little lip on the edge there. It helps me pour. I'm supposed to keep it neat. We're gonna do 4, but this recipe will do a whole bunch more. And pop these into the fridge. We'll get the cookies onto a baking sheet and into the oven. Now, we're gonna unravel it. So you'll see, cut them into, try to get them as uniform as possible, and then lay them down right here on your baking sheet. Giving yourself enough room, they are going to expand to probably about twice that size. Now, let's get these into our oven. 350 degrees. We'll check them in about 10 minutes or so. We'll be back later in the show to pull together our chocolate tasting platter. But first, right after the break, we'll want to get out of the studio. You definitely want to stick around for that. Here we are out on the scene at Crust Bakery. Tom Moore, one of my super good friends, has come to us all the way from Australia, bringing amazing artisan breads and a whole line of amazing, delicious artisan pastries packed full of butter. My favorite. Let's go back and see what Tom's got going on. Hey, Tom, how are you, buddy?
Hi, Garrett. How are you? Good to see you, man.
Nice to see you, too. Looks like you're working hard back here.
I am working hard. Working hard on my physique, I think.
I was wondering where you got that gorgeous physique from, but it's not the gym, is it?
I don't need a gym, mate. Look, no. I thought I'd roll out some pastry for you and show you how we make danishes and croissants.
Nice, yeah. We saw all the gorgeous pastries out front, so it's cool to see you actually working on something back here. So what stage are we at? I know that's not just your typical dough, right? This isn't just a loaf of bread we're making here. So.
No, this is a really special dough that I made actually yesterday. Right. And I let it ferment for 24 hours so that it gets more flavor and character.
Right.
What I'm going to do is I'm just folding this butter into here, and I've got 2 pounds of butter and about 4 pounds of...
Wow, okay. I love it.
So I've just folded it in like a little pocket here. And then I'm going to see what you're made of, okay? Because I know I can roll these. Right. But why don't you have a little crack at rolling?
Time to go to the gun show here?
Have you ever used one of these before?
Well, no, I've never even seen this thing. But this thing's bigger than you are, this rolling pin here.
It weighs more than my children, I think.
It really does.
I'm going to make a long sheet of it and then fold it into 3. And then I'm going to let it rest in the fridge for a little while.
Okay.
And do that again. And we do it about 3 or 4 times.
Oh, wow.
So we're building up those layers of butter and pastry and butter and pastry.
Layer upon layer upon
exactly.
layer upon layer.
And that's that's how we get the puff and the rise in our croissant.
Right, that creates the steam in between the layers of flour, right? And
Exactly.
and then it rises and gets nice and flaky.
And I think the secret is, especially
You're showing me up now. You're not supposed to do that on camera.
the secret to our croissants and danishes is that we use really good quality butter. And we use really good quality, very minimally processed flour as well.
Perfect, yeah.
Yeah, so
Good to know.
I think quality is, ingredients is where it starts,
Nice.
Yeah.
So here we are, Tom, at the final stages of this, right? So you've done, it's rested, it's built layers, we've got butter incorporated and all that. Now, what happens?
What's next? Okay, so we should have about 30 layers of butter and pastry.
Yeah.
And I rolled it out all by hand.
Yep,
Okay.
of course.
And
I can tell.
you feel those? And so what I want to do now is I'm going to cut them into little squares. So once these are cut, all we have to do is we're just going to pop some beautiful local blackberries on them. So I've got a little trick with this, and you can do one and I'll do one.
Sure, yeah.
Just wiggle it out just a little bit like that. Yeah, just to make it, just to stretch out.
Okay.
And just fold the corners in just a little bit.
Pinch them in.
Yep. And then we're going to push with your fingers, really flatten it. And what we're actually doing in the middle there is destroying all the layering. Just in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You
think
can
you've
see-
actually managed to destroy the whole thing.
Completely destroyed it. Well, you can see the butter, though, just from the temperature in my fingers.
feel
The
it,
butter
can't
has
you?
already started to melt there. That's great.
right. Okay, and then all we're going to do is just put some beautiful cream patissiere, which is basically just a vanilla custard that we
Oh,
make.
hey, come on now.
We use these beautiful vanilla beans. It's just gorgeous. And you can see the black specks all through
Yeah,
it.
that looks fantastic.
Yeah. And then we'll pop a handful or a sprinkle of blackberries on it.
Oh.
These are picked this morning, so they're just gorgeous.
Oh,
and
my
then
goodness.
It's sort of
These are
towards,
burnt right at the right
they're
right
at the end of the
stage.
season, right? So they're really sweet and delicious.
Oh, those are fantastic. Now, how long would these cook for?
So these take about 10 to 15 minutes in a moderate oven, so at about 350.
I can't wait to see the finished product.
But let's go and pop them in the oven.
Oh, wow, look at those.
There it
Looks
is, Garret.
fantastic. Golden brown, flaky and puffy. I mean, you can see how flaky that pastry is.
I love the layering.
Which
in
one
it.
was mine now?
Gorgeous.
You've swapped them around, so we can't really tell whose was whose, can we?
I've already taken a little tiny bite out of each, just to make sure they're okay.
Perfect.
So I'm going to put a little vanilla syrup on top that we make,
Yummy.
just to sort of make it glaze and look pretty, and maybe some toasted almonds as well.
Oh, delicious.
Would you like to try it?
Oh, would I?
Let's do it.
Would I?
How about I cut it for you?
Yeah, please. Those are still warm.
It's straight out of the oven. Listen to that crunch. I love that.
Oh, incredible.
There you go, mate.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Beautifully golden brown on the bottom. That vanilla syrup dripping around. That looks.
You ready? Oh, yeah. Hot, but it's good.
It's not good. It's delicious, Tom. This is fantastic.
Thanks, mate.
The crunch. Look at the layers, man. Each layer. Beautiful.
And nothing beats it straight out of the oven, hey?
Oh, I know. Just the smell, the taste. So good. It's worth burning your mouth for.
I've got a quick question for you, Garret. Have I got anything in my teeth?
You're good for now,
Oh,
mate.
good, thanks.
We're going to head back into the kitchen. Thanks very much, Tom. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
for
mate.
having me, buddy.
Good to see you.
I say we finish the rest of this off. What do you think?
I think so too. There's plenty here for us.
Delicious. Et voilà, on retourne aux cuisines. We've got a few of the components already started, and now we're working on the last two things. What we have over here is sitting over a double boiler is just some of that really nice chocolate that we used a little bit earlier. Once it's melted, what we want to do is add about a quarter of our volume of chocolate back into this dish. What that's going to do is called tempering. It's going to stop the cooking of our chocolate and allow it to set up to a firm consistency and to be to have that nice shine to it. So about about a quarter of what we had in there, just enough to cool that temperature down. Okay, now this is for our bark component. So this is a really simple part. We have a parchment paper set over a sheet pan over here. And all we're gonna do is simply pour it over the pan. Look at that. Ooh, velvety smooth. Smells fantastic. Looks delicious. They say the smell of chocolate increases theta waves in your brain, which causes relaxation. And now chocolate on its own is delicious, I won't lie. We're going to add a couple of other things here to this just to make it taste even better. Now, a few flavor combinations that go really well. Chocolate and toasted almonds are always one of my favorite. So I've got some, save that for later, I'll be licking the spoon. I've got some chopped almonds here that we've roasted off ahead of time. We're gonna sprinkle those over our chocolate. Okay, we've got some smoked sea salt. Earlier in the show, I mentioned that salt and chocolate go really well together. Now, we don't wanna go too crazy, just a little bit. There we are, that was 1 pinch. And then some orange zest. Orange, almond, chocolate, salt. This is sounding like delicious to me. Now, because that chocolate's still soft, all this is going to adhere to it nicely. Okay. Now, into the freezer really quick with this to cool it down while we get the rest of our dish together. Now, let's check on our cookies in the oven. Oh, they smell so good. Nothing like the smell of cookies cooking away. Oh, incredible. Looks great. Now, we've got some that we did ahead of time. Right over here, you can see they're nice and crispy. Just gonna move a few things out of my way and get our mug cake started. This is sure to impress all of your guests, and they'll never believe how easy it is. We've got some sugar and butter in our bowl. Then we have cocoa powder, flour, a little bit of baking powder, and into our bowl we go. Mix it all together. Just incorporate it all nicely. And make sure that that butter and flour and sugar is all in there. Then we're gonna add 1 egg. Whole egg goes right in there. What we're going to end up with here is just a lovely batter that we're actually gonna put right into that mug that's on the cutting board in front of me. Add a few extra chocolate chips because, hey, after all, it's the French chocolate show, right? Mix those in, and then we're ready to go to our cooking vessel. How often do you see a cake cooked in this guy right here? Not very often. We need to spray it though, so we'll get a little pan spray here. Got this bad boy. Fairly good coat. There we are. And then simply spoon our cake batter right into the mug. And guess how long this is gonna cook for? Huh? Any guesses? That's right, 90 seconds. Flatten it down in there nicely. Okay, into the mug and pop it into the microwave for literally 90 seconds. Now the race begins. We've got 90 seconds to put our plate together. So I'm gonna cut up one of these great cookies that we made, and you can see just how nice and flaky it is. Sablé, right? Just gonna sprinkle that around. We have our pot de crème that's come out of the fridge. See how it shakes a little bit like that? Absolutely perfect. Beautiful. Some mint to make it look pretty. Got some lovely strawberries. Should we check on our chocolate bark? It even fell over in the freezer, and look what happened. See that? Perfect little wave. But all we're gonna do is crack it, and we're gonna put this right on our plate. It almost even looks like the bark from a tree, doesn't it? Do I have time? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Ready for this? Look at that. Hey, chocolate cake done right there in the microwave. Literally took 90 seconds, and this bad boy is ready to go. Pop it right out. Looks incredible. Now you could cut it, or you could serve it whole like that, maybe pour a scoop of ice cream on top or something. But instead, what I'm going to do is just tear it. Ooh-wee, that is hot. But we're gonna tear it up. See all that chocolate in there, it looks fantastic. Again, we're doing the fancy French preparation here. One little piece, tuck one underneath. Et la pièce de résistance. Let's finish with a little bit of whipped cream, because what would dessert be without just a touch of whipped cream, a couple of these lovely almonds, and it looks great to me. It smells fantastic. It's a really unique texture, delicious flavor, so much like chocolate. I could eat that all day. Amazing, such an amazing flavor, beautiful presentation. There you have it, our chocolate tasting platter, 90-second mug cake, double chocolate sablé cookie, chocolate bark, and la pot de crème. Now, what better way to enhance our chocolate experience than with the ideal beverage? With me today is Carol from Dragonfly Hill Vineyards. Carol, how are you?
Hello, bonjour.
Bonjour to you. You picked the perfect day to come. We got chocolate.
Excellent.
Now, there's some people out there that say chocolate and wine, you know, you can't really do it, but or dessert and wine is kind of a faux pas. But what do you think?
You can do whatever you want.
I like your attitude there. Nice. So what are we pouring?
We're going to pour the bumbleberry today. It's got about 10 or 11 different fruits, all from the Saanich Peninsula. Berries, fruit, and I won't say too much at the beginning. I'll tell you what's in there.
We'll taste it and find out?
Yeah, we'll taste
let's
it
have a
and
go.
we'll find out. All right.
Let's see. So this, what would be the ideal time to drink a glass of this?
Well, I like to drink it with a few ice cubes myself.
Very nice.
Sometimes we mix it with the Ortega and a couple ice cubes and call it the Linnea wine cocktail. Or we mix it with the Merlot and call it the Olivia. After my other daughter.
The daughters get some time in the sun too.
They get something. But normally at my house, I serve this wine with turkey dinner.
Oh yeah?
Which I usually make 3 times a year for holidays. And we have it right with the plate of turkey, stuffing.
See, you blew my mind right there. I was expecting like sweet, but it has that sweetness of some berries, but then it has a really lovely sort of acidity to it as well. It's gorgeous.
Well, there's some...
I can see how that would go really well with turkey dinner.
Yeah, there's some sour fruits in there,
Nice.
like rhubarb, blackcurrants, then a lot of sweet fruits, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries.
So you think it'll hold up to the chocolate?
I hope so.
What do you say we give it a try?
Yeah,
I got
sure,
strawberries
let's go.
on the plate, so it should do okay. Here's your spoon.
Okay.
Try some of the pot de crème there. Let me move my glass out of the way. Dig right in.
Go.
Look at that. See the texture on that?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not a creme
Yeah,
brulee,
it's like
right?
a-
It's not set completely.
It's almost like a thick hot chocolate.
Absolutely, great description. So nice.
Really good. Now what I'm going to do is pop a little ice cube in. Put a little more in there.
Beautiful.
I like it cold, but I thought we'd start with it just room temperature.
Right. And now it's for sipping, hey?
Yeah.
That goes really nicely with that chocolate. I think because that chocolate isn't super sweet, the two of them pair really nicely together. Oh, now this is just for us to sip here. Cheers, Carol. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Check out our website where you'll find more information on today's show and maybe a few surprises. I'm Garret Schack. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to savor the flavor.